Hey, it's Sam. I'm doing a quick video update of the upcoming week. Um, Something to watch for. The moon is going to be traveling through the portion of the zodiac that's related to the soul's liberation. Very powerful section of the zodiac from Sagittarius to Pisces. Now, this is the section of the zodiac where the soul becomes liberated. After Scorpio, where we face our deeper insecurities and fears, we just had that eclipse in Scorpio. After we face our deepest fears and those things we can't control, then we look for an answer. We look for God. We look for religion, a sense of meaning and purpose. That's Sagittarius, the first sign ruled by Jupiter. So the realization that we have no control over anything scares the heck out of us, to the point to where we look for an answer, where we realize that we need help and we need to find teachers and teachings that are bigger than just our limited understanding and our limited mind. That's what Sagittarius is about. It connects our limited mind with the universal mind in the form of our deeper philosophies and purposes. This includes religion and other types of teachings that are bigger than just this world. But from there, that's the sense of meaning and purpose and hope. We feel hopeful then because we found an answer, something bigger than just our limited mind that searches for answers, which has to do with the Gemini paradigm. But that has its own wisdom. It's not to say that the Gemini paradigm is not powerful. But Jupiter-ruled Sagittarius is where we look for a higher purpose beyond all the details of this world and those things that we try to rationally understand. Because there are things that we can't rationally understand. So after we find that deeper purpose and meaning and the hope that comes with it in Sagittarius, then we have the sign of Capricorn, which is about practically applying those things. The practical application of our teachings must take place through our inner fears and we must make a deep commitment, Saturn, to strengthening our psychology, the reflective quality of Saturn in Capricorn. So Capricorn is the sign where we must strengthen our emotional core by making a commitment to habits and routines that empower us. So Saturn is all about the power of our intention, the power of our commitments, and our stresses and fears and worries. So we can allow our stresses and fears and worries to have us commit to outer structures and boundaries that keep us safe and protected through form, or we can take the true hope and inspiration that comes from Sagittarius and our sense of meaning and purpose, which some people's sense of meaning and purpose is how much can I get, how much money can I get, how much can I accumulate. Okay, I'll make a commitment to that in Capricorn. Instead, we can make a commitment to our sense of truth, wisdom, spiritual practices. Our sense of hope and purpose must be grounded in the routines and what's called sadhana of Saturn. The realization that we only have so much time, we only have so much energy, is what Saturn makes us aware of. And through Capricorn, it's the psychological awareness of this. First, we need to strengthen our psychology around this thing. We need to become psychologically committed to bringing the hope of our teachings into our life. Because what happens is we feel all this hope in Sagittarius. Okay, I feel all hopeful. And then, but everybody I know is still going to die. But I don't have enough money. But okay, and then our spirituality and our answers and our abstract answers and sense of meaning and hope goes out the window once we're faced with the harsh realities of life. Quote, harsh realities of life, Saturn. Psychologically, the harsh realities of life tend to reveal the truth about what we're really putting into practice. Not what we say and what we hope and we believe in, but what we actually put into practice. So this is what Saturn is about, what we're actually doing based on our level of maturity and truth. So once Sagittarius gives way to Capricorn, and our ideals become part of our psychological structure. Then we become psychologically strong and committed to those hopes. Then it moves to Aquarius, which is the outer nature of Saturn, the masculine quality of Saturn, which is once we realize that we've cultivated the proper emotional environment and psychological environment, which includes things like solitude and the capacity to be alone and the capacity to endure life's ups and downs emotionally, then we realize we can make a difference, and we start to serve, and we start to bring that enduring quality of life out into the world, rather than just living for our own safety and security. We start to want to bring things out into the world in the sense of these long and enduring principles and structures that will benefit everyone. Capricorn is the masculine quality of Saturn, where we make a commitment to the outer world being better and outer structures being better. So, for instance, things like the arts and sciences and politics is related to Aquarius. They are related to Aquarius because they're these thought structures that endure, and all kinds of humanitarian causes that benefit the world and that also take the focus off of our own personal insecurities. See, the reason we don't rise in life and the reason we're stuck in our ego and our scarcity mindset is because we don't serve. Once we realize that it's not about us and our personal happiness, which is what Saturn does, he smashes that illusion that it's not about you and your personal happiness. Once we feel that psychologically, then the next thing we can do is want to help, is to want to then give. All the great saints of the world, once they realize it's not about them, then the time they have left, they just serve, which leads to Pisces. Once we then universalize our individual nature with the collective through Aquarius in the form of service on the larger worldly stage, then and only then can we give up the whole play itself. And Pisces is where we let go of everything. It's where we surrender completely to the play of Maya, to the play of illusion. Because in Aquarius, it's really the sort of, in many ways, Aquarius is kind of like the culmination of everyone's ideas about their life. Like, if I could save the world, if I could just do this great thing, that's very much about Aquarius. In all of our mind, we have this great ideal that we have, or we hold in our mind this ideal sense of contribution and service that we can make that's not just about us, but it's about, making the world a better place or something. Once we do that, or once we feel that has been finished, then the last thing we can do is just let go of it all. And that's what Pisces is, relaxing into the metaphysical truth. So someone who is like literally an enlightened being has let go of even the need or the desire or the dream of service and saving the world and all of that. They're in a flow with the deeper metaphysical truth. And only when you reach that point can you actually show up in true service. Or I should say, once you reach that point where you're like a Buddha or a once you've become one with the Paramatman, then you've released all desire to even help change the world. You're in that flow. But what happens is these great beings, once they become enlightened, they realize the only thing they can do is then serve with the time they have left. Again, that's what Saturn is. Saturn is the time we have left, or the time we have. So the best we can do once we know the truth is serve. So Jupiter ruled Sagittarius is our hopes and our sense of meaning. Then Capricorn psychologically anchors it through our fears, makes us make an inner commitment to it. Then through Aquarius, we bring it into the outer world in the form of service, where it's not just about us and our pain and our problems. Then once we work on that level of service, we can let go of it all and surrender into the highest with Pisces, the last Jupiter-ruled sign. Awesome. And that's what's happening this week. So feel that transition this week.